Live, almost live. Now we're live from the Herald-Tribune newsroom. It's
Fern.
No, with
Fern. We had a little technical difficulties there. We should have been live.
WTF. It's with Tom and Fern. I'm Tom.
I'm Fern.
And what do you do here, sir?
Occasionally I write sports columns.
All right.
And occasionally do this show with you.
Yeah, and I'm the opinion editor at the Herald-Tribune. We're doing this fun little show. We hope, you know, the phone are ringing off the hook. We've had, the phones are down.
Yeah, next to that baby.
So it's like a Dickie V telethon, right?
Speaking of which,
nice shirt, right?
I was going to wear freebies when the Herald-Tribune, right here. All right, we're talking about WTF moment. How about the lead off with the Sarasota Sailors, who are in the state title game today? They advanced by Royal Palm Beach doing something very unusual yesterday. Why don't you describe to our viewers?
Runners on first and third. Their best hitter at the plate, guy's hitting 400. Maybe it's a forced balk, I don't know. Runner on first takes off.
Trying to get the Sarasota pitcher to balk, which would get the runner in from third.
That'd be the forced part of the forced balk.
Right, that's exactly. But he just stepped off through the second base, and they threw back home. So basically, the state semifinal game ended with a tying run being thrown out at the plate with Royal Palm's best hitter at the plate.
And the kid's sick, right? The kid's sick. The kid gets thrown out at the plate. He's sick, right?
He's sick. He didn't make school today and anything. Right, he's terrible.
All right.
So that's what happened yesterday.
And so they're playing today, right?
They play today at 4 o'clock. They're playing a team from Oviedo, and if they win, they will match what the Venice Indians did last week by bringing a state title to Sarasota County. Two-time county winner for the first time since '07.
Yeah, 3 out of the last 4 years, right?
Right, for Venice.
Yeah, Venice.
And Clyde Metcalf made a great point to me a couple of days ago. They're not a private school, so they don't recruit. So what Venice does, they basically get the players that come through their door, they train them, they put them on the field, and they win that way. So it's a little bit tougher the way Venice does it than a lot of the Catholic schools around Florida who do recruit.
They don't recruit as far as we know.
No, as far as we know.
Yeah. All right, little MLB. Let's switch over to the MLB. You wrote today about your surprises. Give me 1 or 2 surprises from the season.
I think the surprises in the AL, the Tampa Bay Rays with a new coach, new manager, new coach, thinking football, and probably the Houston Astros, who were in first place and finished 70 and 92 last year. So we talk about American League. Those are the 2 biggest surprises. I don't think anybody expected the Rays to be maybe competing for the division lead right now. What did you think?
Doesn't take much if the leader is 3 games over 500. Doesn't take a lot. My O's, your Bo Sox are kind of struggling, a couple games below 500. My surprise for the year is Jimmy Paredes.
Now, do you know who that is, guys?
Yeah.
Why don't you explain to our viewers who Jimmy Perez is?
Dude's hitting 343, tied with Adam Jones, who got 3 hits last night. He may soon be in the running. He'll have enough at-bats to be in the top of the AL. Guy's had 22 hits in 22 of the last 25 games, and he's got great plate coverage, 26 years old. They're starting to talk about him in terms of maybe Vladimir Guerrero and people like that with his plate coverage. So it's pretty impressive. My other thing is, this isn't a surprise, but last week, Ichiro Suzuki tied Babe Ruth on the all-time hit list, 2873, and he's only 127, if I'm doing the math right, only 127 from 3,000. Be a huge event. Throw in 1,200 hits in Japan, and he's in the Pete Rose Hit King category, right?
Yeah, if you think about him, if he had played his entire career in the major leagues, he might be bumping Pete Rose for the all-time hit leader. And not only that, I mean, the guy had one of the greatest rifle arms in right field that I ever saw, probably right there with Clemente and Dave Parker.
Yeah.
I didn't see you play Little League, but I heard your arm was pretty good too.
Yeah, they moved me to first base.
They did. Yeah. But no, we got Venice, we got that. We didn't talk about the Deflategate. That's a couple of days old. It looks like it's down to the protagonist and the antagonist, Tom Brady and Roger Goodall. Bob Kraft came out a couple of days ago, basically said, yeah, we're a little bit guilty. We'll take our punishment. We'll fall on the sword. We won't appeal, and we'll let Brady go against Goodall in the appeal process. I don't know whether there was a sort of a tacit agreement there that, okay, if we back away, you reduce the suspension to 2 games, and everybody's happy. What do you think? So I know you've been against the Patriots
on the editorial page, we call that a quid pro quo.
Yes.
Yeah. Latin.
On the sports page,
or Spanish or something like that too.
What do you think happens? Do you think he ultimately gets down to 2 games, and is his legacy still tarnished, even with a 2-game suspension?
No.
I thought we were on tape delay there.
This is almost live, as we said. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, it'll come up in the conversation, kind of like an obituary where, you did something stupid when you were 20 years old, you got a DUI, and we talk about what a great guy you were, but you got busted for DUI when you're 25. So I think that'll be it. I mean, he's won how many Super Bowls?
How many has he won? Four Super Bowls?
Yeah, that won't go away.
But the Patriots have come off, not to stay on the Patriots, the last couple of years with the Spygate thing and this thing, there's been a couple instances of cheating. Does that destroy their legacy of winning 4 Super Bowls? I mean, do you want to take it back to 2001? They might have been cheating.
I'd love to go back to 2001. I mean,
sure.
Yeah. No, I don't think it does.
Paycheck was going farther?
Yeah,
exactly.
It's
the whole bit.
It does. Speaking of going away, Riley B. King went away last week.
B.B. King.
B.B. King.
I saw B.B. King on a riverboat with Stevie Ray Vaughan back in 1985 in New Orleans. Still one of the best concerts ever saw.
Nice.
Legendary. A guy lives to be 89. Only the good die young. Did B.B. maybe hang on a little too long? Maybe he should have.
That's his call. That's his call. Do you know what I call him, B.B.?
Bradley. What is it?
Yeah, Bradley Baines. Blues Boy. He was a disc jockey for a while in Memphis, and he got that nickname, and the rest is history.
And he admitted at the end that there were a lot of guys who could do it better than he could, bend the strings, but only one B.B. King. So I thought that was a nice epitaph that he gave himself on there.
Did you watch Letterman's going out?
I watched the top 10 list. It could have been a little bit, they got out Bill Murray, who was his first guest back in 1982. They had a top 10 list. A little funny, but you could tell that Letterman was pretty broken up about leaving after 33 years on the air.
Yeah. Plus, he hadn't been funny for 10 years.
Now it's taken over by the Jimmys, Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon.
All right. Did you catch Dylan? The last next?
No, but I heard your impersonation.
Yeah, it was really nice. Usually Dylan's like, it was like the worst I've ever seen. The worst. The guy. Talk about hanging it up. Bobby Boy, hang it up.
Well, the guy's B.B. King age. He's like 89. Yeah, very nasally.
All right, last thing. What the Herald-Tribune is doing a best hamburger contest. What are you going to vote for?
I don't. The only hamburgers I go usually Wendy's, and if try to stretch the buck a little bit more, I'll go to Five Guys.
You're going to be checking out the new Hamburglar at McDonald's. New hamburger.
We haven't talked about that. The McDonald's has a new hamburger. I mean, I remember the '60s logo when I was a kid growing up. It looked kind of scary. This guy looks kind of
he's a thief. He looks like a thief. It's not good.
And I'm glad you were able to wear your a little relaxed today, Chief. Last week you're a little bit tight. It looked like you're ready for a funeral. Now it looks like you're ready for happy hour here.
I am actually. It's kind of late. All right.
Go.
So I'm voting for Council's Pool Hall Bradenton best hamburger in the history of hamburgers.
I've heard about Council's and I've never been there, but I guess I got to get up there. Maybe you can invite me up there and we can meet for lunch.
We'll do that. All right. We're getting ready to cut out. I have to say the best thing, our show last week, we're back by popular demand.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's fun. My mother said it reminded her of Abbott and Costello, but a little smarter. So thanks.
Well,
Mom.
Somebody told me we reminded them of Kathy Lee and Hoda, and I said, well, you're definitely Hoda. So
you're Kathy Lee, my friend.
We don't have the wine.
All right, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna cancel this, and we're done. Thanks. See you next time.
See you guys. Kathy, we need the wine here.
The bar's low.
We got to raise the bar. What's that?